What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Lights Out Gaming. For those of you that are new here, my name is Mike, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be diving into a topic that actually one of the subscribers brought up in the comments section. He asked, Mike, do you think that Call of Duty should go back to its roots like it was in Call of Duty 4 or even the Modern Warfare series? What I did is I went through the old Call of Duties, I looked at them, I talked to some people, found out the pros and cons of their point of view on why we should go back to the roots, and I also brought in some other thoughts basically saying why they shouldn't go back to their roots. Let's get into it. Okay, so the gameplay that you're going to be watching in the background is a game where I'm playing on the map Recovery, where I think it's like a 55 kill gameplay with like a 20 kill streak somewhere in between there. But that's just to kind of watch as we're kind of going through the topics. So let's start from the beginning of the game, right when you turn it on. What's the first thing you notice? The graphics are great. I mean, we're on next-gen consoles now. We should expect that pretty much by now. So I'm not really going to say that's a pro, but it is. The games going forward should look beautiful. They should only continue to get better. The next thing is that I noticed when I turn on the game is the character loadout. The character loadout, I love it. I love that when you get into a lobby, you can go over to see what your friends are wearing, what the people in the lobby are wearing. I know that there was some customization in Black Ops 1 where you could customize your character, but it was not even close to what it is now. I do love that you're able to see that stuff and you could kind of show off what you have accomplished and some of the neat pieces that you've gotten through supply drops. And that leads into supply drops. Supply drops are probably one of my favorite things that have come to Advanced Warfare, and I really do believe they should be in every single Call of Duty going forward. I know that some people get frustrated when they don't get the supply drops that they want or the elite guns, but if you got them all the time, it wouldn't be worth that wait. Where, like me, personally, I want the purple gloves extremely bad. I don't know why. They just look amazing to me. I've wanted them ever since I got the game. I've hit Master Prestige, and I still don't have them. However, that's what I'm looking forward to, and when I do get them, it's going to make it that much better. So don't get down when you don't get it in a supply drop. Just keep working for it. You'll eventually get it. Michael Condrey actually came out on Twitter yesterday and said that pretty soon you're going to be able to earn elite guns directly, and some people took that as you're going to have to buy them. That's not the case. He actually did say you're going to have to earn them. So I'm sure it's going to be very difficult to do, but it'll be neat. Although I really do believe that they should stick to the supply drops, and you just got to keep going through it, grinding it out, and unlocking them. But I do love that addition. That is one of the biggest pros to this game, and hopefully they carry it over to the next Call of Duties. The next one is when you go into your create a class slot. The Pick 13 system is great. I love it. I liked the Pick 10 in Black Ops 2, and they've kind of carried that over, and now they've added score streaks into the mix. And now score streaks are a whole different story. I was really shocked to find out that most people didn't even know that you can customize the score streaks in this game. All you do is you go over to the score streak, you press Y, and it brings up a bunch of different options that you're able to do with your score streaks, which is really nice because if you're hitting those big numbers and you want to go even bigger, you can do that. And now that the score streaks count as toward your loadout, if you're just going for a straight gun streak, you can just throw on the UAV and the system hack, and you don't have to use that third score streak. You can actually just leave that out of there and add something else into your perks or another attachment on your gun or whatever it is that you'd like to do. I do love the customization. I also like the fact that they cut back the perks. In Ghosts, I feel like there was overload. There was way too many. Now we have 15 perks. There's 5 in each tier. I think that's perfect. I don't think there needs to be any more. I don't think there needs to be any less. Which ones are in which tiers? That's debatable, but I think they have it correct. So after you're done with creating your class, you could see your character, you could see other people's character. Paintball mode. When you go into options, paintball mode was a neat addition. Now, it's a small thing that most people don't realize that they kind of have it. It's an option. When you go in there to like change your sensitivity while you're in game, you just press start and you can go down and you can turn on paintball mode, which is really neat. It's just, like I said, it's a neat addition to the game. You can also adjust your sensitivity up to 20. So there's so much room for customization within the sensitivity, where if you're more of an assault rifle player that you post up, you could bring it down to like a 3 or a 4, but if you're a submachine gun player and you are always close quarters, you could bring it up as high as you want, or as high as you can handle. Okay, so now that we're all done with that, now we're into the gameplay and we're playing the game. I love that they brought back 2 sides to domination. I know that some people dislike that. Me personally, it's a plus. I know that some people feel like it interrupts the momentum that your team has earned up to that point, but to be honest, with maps, there's always a better side to start on, and if you start on the wrong side, you are at a disadvantage. So I really do like it. I think it just evens the playing field. The gameplay is fast, it's exciting, there's a million different ways to get across the map, and if there's someone camped up in a building, there's a million ways to get around it. You don't have to keep going in through that one door or dying going around there. It literally is fast. I love it. I love the exo movements. I think that it's brought a whole new dimension. It just feels like a different game, to be honest with you. And here's the thing. Some people are like, I don't like the exo movements. I just feel like it's too much like Halo. I really don't think it feels like Halo at all with the dashing and everything like that. I actually don't just double jump much at all. It's usually like a jump and a dash to get me somewhere faster. If I need to get to the next level, I can do that double jump. However, I'm going to ask you something real quick, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When you're playing Advanced Warfare and the enemy calls in a system hack that disables your exosuit, how does it make you feel? It makes you feel like the game is slow and you're not moving, and it aggravates the crap out of you. I know it does me, and everybody I asked, they answered honestly and they said, yeah, it's pretty annoying when that happens. I don't like not being able to jump. I know the maps are kind of designed for you to be able to jump. However, it really slows down the game, and you then realize, oh my god, I missed the exosuit. I think that's kind of how it would be going forward in the Call of Duties. Not to say that they would be bad games. I'm not saying that at all. I just feel like for those that want that consistent, fast-paced action, they're going to miss it. And I know me personally, Black Ops 2 was my favorite game coming into this, and I do feel like with the additions that Advanced Warfare is kind of doing, it will become my favorite game. I know they keep making additions and listening to the community, which is another pro, and they keep updating the game to make it a better experience. So we're through the gameplay, and that leaves some modes. They've added Hardpoint back, which is a great addition. They also added Uplink, it's similar to Capture the Flag. If you haven't played it, I'd suggest you try it, and at first it's very frustrating because you have no idea what you're doing. It's hard unless you have a team that you're communicating with, but the more you learn it, and if you get a party together, it's a fun game mode. I don't suggest necessarily playing it solo. It's just, like I said, without teamwork, and if you're playing against a team, you will get wrecked. But they've added a lot of different game modes. They also added a one-shot playlist, which is for snipers only. This is what the community has been asking for a long time. Me, myself, I am not a quick scoper. However, I respect it. If you sit there and you say that someone has no skill because they're quick scoping, you need to go and try it for yourself. It's not easy. People have abused some mechanics of it. However, it is not easy to quick scope. Believe me, I'm trying to learn sniping. Actually, right now I'm kind of messing around with it to see if I can do it because I've never taken the time to just learn to snipe. But they did create the one-shot playlist where a lot of the snipers went to, and it's created a better in-game experience for those non-snipers, if that makes sense. I also like the fact that there's a big skill gap in this game. It does take time to improve. You don't just pick up the controller like all Call of Duties and be able to, pull off your 2-3 KD or whatever it was. You actually have to take time. My kill death when I started this game was probably a 1.2 throughout my first 2 prestiges, and it took a while to grasp that I couldn't play it like every other Call of Duty. So I love what they've done listening to the community, adding in the one-shot playlist, things like that. I just think that they're doing a good job adding on to the game. The maps are really good. I feel like the maps, there's not clutter everywhere like there was in some of the Ghosts maps, which I was going to throw some Ghosts gameplay in this footage, but I feel like nobody, including myself, doesn't want to see any of that right now. It's going to take a long time for us to get kind of past that hangover. The maps, for the most part, are very good. There's a few of them that aren't the greatest. However, you got to take the good and the bad. Hopefully the DLC is great. I know that's coming out next week, and if you haven't checked out the preview for that, check out the trailers. It looks pretty exciting. Now that we've talked about most of the pros of the game, let's talk about the cons. One of them is a big one, and that's starting out with the guns. I felt like there wasn't enough guns in the game, first off. I felt like it was short. There was not enough assault rifle submachine guns. Like, they should have added more guns. And I know we have all the variants with the elites and stuff like that, but they're the same gun with just a few different modifications to them. I would have loved to have had at least 2 or 3 more assault rifles, subs, snipers, heavy guns, whatever the case may be. And here's the other thing. The guns that we do have, there's only 2 guns that are truly viable that literally you are not playing without a disadvantage. The Bal-27 is ridiculous how much better it is than every other gun in the assault rifle category. And then there's the ASM-1, which got the buff. Now, before the buff, the submachine guns were unusable altogether. As of right now, the ASM-1 is usable, but the other ones are lacking. The MP11's good if you haven't tried that one out. The MP11's pretty good if you could stick to close quarter combat, but the gun balancing is way off. But there's supposedly a big change coming up where they're not going to nerf any weapons, but they are going to buff quite a few of them. So we'll see. The score streaks, they've been kind of weak. I know a lot of people were looking for the score streaks like the Swarm, the Dogs. We thought Dogs were coming back from the trailers, but that didn't happen. Maybe they'll add it in with DLC. We don't know. But the score streaks are kind of weak, or they're kind of boring. So I'm not a huge score streak guy, but I do understand the frustration. So that definitely goes in the con section for me. The co-op mode, that was a con. The Exo Survival wasn't. It was okay when I first played it, but the replayability, I beat it pretty quick. I did it just so I can see the end where there was the zombies, and I did that. I got the zombie character and all that. And for those that see the zombie character in multiplayer and you're wondering how people got it, what you have to do is you go into Exo Survival and you have to get through so many rounds. And once you get into Tier 4, you play on the map Riot. And once you get to the 10th round, you unlock the zombies and you'll see kind of what takes place in there. But now, the DLC that's coming out next week, Exo Zombies, is here. So those that were saying it was a con that this didn't have a co-op mode that was fun, it seems like they're bringing back a lot of the basics from Zombies. They're bringing back a lot of the stuff like the Pack-a-Punch, the mystery box, and all that. So I'm sure all you zombie fans are going to love it. The story mode, it was very predictable. I was looking forward to a better story mode, to be honest with you. I do love that they got Kevin Spacey because I'm a huge fan of his. However, it was a little bit of a letdown in the story just because you kind of knew it was going to happen. It's kind of like everything else, but that kind of wraps up the cons for me. I mean, that's pretty much it. I love this game through and through, and I think they're only making additions to it that are helping the game. If there's anything that you feel like is a pro or a con of this game that I didn't cover, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'd love to rehash this, but I really think that people need to understand this game has taken a step, it took a risk, and I think the risk has paid off. If you like this video, please go ahead, like it, subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. But this video was for you, Jeff. Like I said, he's one of the subscribers in the channel. He asked me in the comments if I'd make a video on it. That's what I want to do. This channel is based around you guys. So if there's anything that you'd like me to feature in future videos, please leave it in the comment section below. I would love to make videos for you guys. Until next time, YouTube, see you later.